last 24 hours in college football have been absolutely wild. And if you've been living under a rock, you missed this one major college football news item that directly impacts the Tennessee Volunteers. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. And then after that, Josh Heupel came to the podium today, gave a massive update on Joey Aguilar's health. I'll tell you what that is in just a couple of seconds. Before that college football news item, of course, we are talking about one Billy Napier, because after 4 seasons with the Florida Gators, Billy Napier's time is done, and he is now looking for employment elsewhere. The good thing for him, not like any of us, him looking for employment still means $20 million in his bank account, but still, regardless, he's out. They're waiting to get somebody new, and I'll tell you how that directly impacts Tennessee over the next couple of minutes. But before that, we've had some debate back and forth here at the office about who is truly hated the most. I think it's Alabama, and then I think it might be Florida second. If that's true, make sure to like the video. If you hate Florida, just make sure to hit that thumbs up button, okay? Cast your vote that way. If you hate the Gators, boom, like the video. So how this impacts Tennessee, number one, you were finally beating Florida with Billy Napier at the helm. This is a team that had given you hell over the last what seemed like 3 decades. And Josh Heupel has taken down Billy Napier and the Gators 2 out of the last 3 times you've played them. And that doesn't sound like anything unbelievable. That doesn't sound like anything absolutely wild until you look at the last time that Tennessee was able to beat Florida, 2 out of 3 times they played them, was from the span of 2003 to 2005. And a big reason because of that was because Billy Napier was at the helm. Billy Napier was leading that football team. And honestly, if you're giving me the call, I would have given Billy Napier a lifetime deal. I will take beating the University of Florida 2 out of 3 years for the rest of my life. And it seemed like you kind of had that guaranteed almost with Billy as the head coach. But honestly, probably the big reason. They don't want him there anymore. Unfortunately, I would have kept him there. Number 2, you go to the Swamp in a month. You are there in late November, okay? And the Swamp is not a place that has been very kind to you, okay? Yeah, although you've been able to beat them 2 out of the last 3 times, both of those times have been at home in Neyland Stadium. We all know how good this team is when they are at home and they are in Neyland Stadium. But you know that you've got a road game against Kentucky, home against Oklahoma, you got your bye week, New Mexico State, and then there's that big game on November 22nd. And you have not won in Gainesville since 2003. It has been over 2 decades since you won against the Florida Gators in the Swamp. I don't want to date myself, but I was 3 years old the last time it happened, okay? After a head coach is fired, there's usually a week or 2 of the team playing really, really hard, right? Where that interim head coach kind of galvanizes that team. And then after a couple weeks, it kind of fades away and you tend to see them tap out for the rest of the year. And so this impacts Tennessee greatly because what was going to be a game that was circled big and red, it's still going to be circled, but you're now playing interim head coach at the end of the year with 3 weeks left of the season after that game is played, 2 weeks left of the season, 1 week left of the season after that game is played. Who knows what that roster is going to look like. Coming up next, the biggest impact from Florida's firing. I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. But before we get there, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I've been talking to the bosses, and I've been looking at the analytics. The fastest channel to 10,000 subscribers in the history of this company was Seahawks Today. They did it in 152 days. Well, we're currently at 8,174 subs. We're 1,826 away from getting to 10K, and we've only been a channel for 82 days. So if we get that, in the next 70 days, we'll have the record. But I want to get it before 100 days, and I need you guys to help me do that. If you have not subscribed, if you're still watching, if you like what we do here, the best part is we do it for free. So join us today by subscribing. Number 3, the transfer portal players and the recruits that you might be able to sweep up that were originally under the Florida umbrella, you're going to have a ton of guys at your disposal, okay? Some transfer portal players to watch. I've got 4 of them. Now, I'm not saying all of these guys are going to be targeted by Tennessee. I am saying, though, you should at least pick up the phone and call the agents of these guys. DJ Lagway, quarterback, currently a sophomore. Who knows what's going to happen to Joey Aguilar? You got Faison Brandon coming in, but he's going to be a true freshman. George McIntyre, he might be the guy, but if they feel like they need to go somewhere else for another gap year before Faison Brandon, maybe DJ Lagway is that answer. Miles Graham, linebacker, he's a sophomore. He started as a true freshman, was an all-SEC freshman, now is starting again as a sophomore. Vernell Brown is a true freshman. He's done phenomenal things for the Gators this season. And then Caleb Banks, defensive tackle, senior, he's out indefinitely for the rest of this year with an injury. There's a chance he comes back and plays college football again next year. And if that's the case, would love to see him in orange and white. For the recruits, let's talk about Genevri Carr, okay? He's a 2026 interior offensive lineman, 3-star, 558th national player in that class. On 3, when he committed, actually had Tennessee as his number 2 school at the time of his commitment to Florida. So that means if he doesn't like this new staff, if he doesn't feel good about where their future is going with whoever they bring in, Tennessee feels like the next up on that list. A couple other recruits to watch for. These guys have offers from Tennessee. Tennessee was not necessarily high on their board, but who knows? After they reopen some stuff, possibly. Jeraylon McCoy and Davian Gross, okay? McCoy's a top 10 player. He's a cornerback. Gross is a top 40 player. He is a running back. Both those guys, I'd love to see if Josh Heupel just checked in on them. And then the 4th reason this impacts Tennessee, it's just going to impact the SEC in a big way. You're about to see a massive, massive shakeup in the SEC coaching ranks, okay? Because right now, based on everything I've been hearing and everything anybody with any inside sources have been saying, Lane Kiffin is going to be Florida's number 1 option, okay? That then subsequently would open up the Ole Miss job. That then subsequently would open up another job, and then another job, and then another job. And you get what I'm saying. It's all just one big domino effect. In my opinion, Florida has the ability to hire a really, really good head coach. Unfortunately. They're a good football program. I know it pains me to say that. I want to throw up saying it, but it is what it is. Right now, here are my top 5 candidates to be Billy Napier's replacement. Like I said, Lane Kiffin's going to be number 1. Unfortunately, I think Alex Golish is number 2. He's got those Florida ties already. Jed Fish played at Florida, so he's a name to watch. James Franklin, and then Rhett Lashley, as well as some others. You know, Marcus Freeman, maybe Urban Meyer. Who knows? That's probably doubtful. But I think these 5 guys are names you need to watch out for. Be honest with me. Who do you think is Florida's next head coach? You let me know right now in the comment section down below. And don't go anywhere because coming up real soon, we got some updates on Joey Aguilar's health and his status for Saturday's game against the Kentucky Wildcats. Before that, if we're talking about status, I've got the best thing that gives you the best status among all your Tennessee fans, okay? Because it's this sweet orange hoodie. And the best part about it, Joey it's only $22. 22 bucks. It was $55. They bought that price down. If you go to chatsports.com/UT hoodie, you can get one yourself. Look, I love the Vol Shop. It's maybe my favorite thing on campus. I'll never forget my freshman year, my grandma's birthday present to me. I'm an early September birthday. And so my birthday was like 2 weeks after I got to Knoxville as a freshman. She gave me a Vol Shop gift card. It was electric. Now, the only bad thing on it is I could really buy one thing because things are so expensive. This hoodie's $22. Chatsports.com/UT hoodie. That link is in the comment section and description of today's video. So Josh Heupel on Joey Aguilar, he had this to say. Obviously, a couple of hits that Joey took, but he will be ready to go for Saturday against the Kentucky Wildcats. This is massive. Massive news for Tennessee. And I never really thought his health was going to be that big of a doubt for Saturday's game. But I also think there was so much that happened Saturday that kind of overshadowed the health of Joey Aguilar that you kind of forget that he was kind of going through the ringer on Saturday night against Alabama. Like, he was hurting, and you could see it visibly. You could see it before the game even went on when they showed that shot of him putting on the shoulder pads. He took a massive cheap shot from James Smith, who put the forearm in on the back of his neck. He also, God love him, and you could keep me up right here, Joey, for this one. I don't care. I love Joey Aguilar. He's tough, but sometimes he's a little bit too tough. He tried to make this play in the very beginning of the second quarter. Like, what are you doing? Trying to truck two Alabama players, one of them being a linebacker. Just slide. And I think we all forget that at the end of that Arkansas game, this was him laying on the turf, being looked at. Now, I think the wind just got knocked out of him in a big way, but all of those things have come from him not sliding. He's got to start just getting on the ground, play smarter for the love of God, Joey Aguilar, because it feels like you are this team. Okay? It feels like that. He's had a phenomenal year. He's having a great, great season. But if he continues to put his body in harm's way, that's not going to help anybody. Just get on the ground, okay? Aguilar is your key to winning these football games. We've established you are not good enough defensively to win any football games you play. You are going to need to score points, and what helps you do that is having a quarterback who is healthy and who's out there slinging the pill. And honestly, like right now, I'm just ready to go whip up on Lil Bro, okay? I am done with the Alabama game. I'm done with the Alabama talks. I might be lying. I watched those highlights again on my lunch break today. But regardless, what we're only talking about from here on out is the Kentucky game. And I'm ready to get back in the win column. I'm ready to get this team right on because you got Oklahoma after it. You got Florida on the road shortly after that. Then you got Vanderbilt at home, which might be for a bid to the college football playoff. There's a lot still left to play for. What do you think the Vols' percent chance is to beat Kentucky? Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. Weigh in and get me your answer. That's going to do it for today's show. Shout out Joey O for stepping in and producing. We got this Joey. We got that Joey. We got Joey Aguilar. We got Joey Halsley. Whole tons of Joeys. And make sure you follow this Joey on social media. You can see them all right there. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Daily videos, only the Tennessee Vols, right here on Tennessee Football Talk.